But if we can upcycle the old trend, the real trend for the, what do we say, evergreen, and
Evergreen.
also one more word I forgot, timeless. So it's a
Yes. Yeah.
timeless title, timeless practices that you mentioned in that, and I think it's so perfectly executed and made.
Oh,
That
thank you. I mean, what I just told someone recently. My one of my FIT classes just closed up,
uh-huh.
and that class. So I've been teaching there 15 years. That class, almost half of the students bought the book for me to sign.
Wow.
So 15 years later, the book is how old now? 17 years old.
Yeah, my brother is 16, so 1 year less 16. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
At 15, yes.
So I just thought, I said, oh my God, I mean, it touched me so much just to see how relevant it still is after all of this time. It's pretty amazing.
Wow. No, it is. It deserves it, to be honest. Of course. Now, thank you so much for sharing the backstory behind it. I really enjoyed it. So the next thing, when we had a intro call before this recording this podcast, you mentioned that you said sustainability is a natural way to live.
Yes.
And can you share what do you mean by that, and how, especially in the context of fashion, in that, please?
Well, when we take it back to the early days. You gotta understand when you scraped your knee or you got a hole in your jeans, your mom would sew a patch over it, right? Your pants got a little too short, they take the hem out,
Still doing that.
Right. I mean, it was just instinctual. That's what we did.
Yeah.
It wasn't immediately throw it in the garbage and buy a new pair of
Oh.
jeans. That was ridiculous back then. So I'm saying that was how we were introduced to life. Being sustainable. I think that as we, generations got older, we got more luxurious. We got introduced to fast fashion where we could get things a lot easier and simpler and cheaper. We got further and further and further away from that mindset. Yeah. But I think that at the end of the day, as people, as human beings, our nature is to be sustainable. And I just think that, some of us stayed that way. And some of us, went right. Most of us went right. But, the thing is, it is something that is, inherently in our DNA. Yes. To be sustainable.
Exactly. No, I actually gonna continue that and tell.
I mean, we used to have cloth diapers.
Oh yes.
We used to have milk delivered in glasses.
Yeah, my grandma was telling me, she was using the clothes diaper, then they wash it and reuse that, and also the milk thing, they're putting the glass and all that. It's actually, yes, that's a natural way to live. And for being plastic now is everywhere. The issues regarding our health. I was actually talking to an individual last night. His son born last year, and he's kind of a special needs and all that. And I was saying, why is that? Is the doctor tells you anything, and why is that? And he told me that he spoke to the doctor, some specialists, and they told him that the issue is microplastic. And I was like, how that's I mean, I know about that, but I was asking, but how that's related? How can that be? And he was like, the plastic is everywhere, the microplastics in the water that we drink, the air what we breathe. And that's the thing. It's actually causing in the pregnancy and, making the new children that are born affected.
That's insane.
Exactly. So even when we wear some polyester or plastic on, our skin breathes. It takes into it. So the people who go to gym.
Well, I mean, that's the issue when the clothing brands are not forced to be transparent with what they're using. They say athletic wear is probably the most dangerous of them all.
Oh yeah.
But they don't have to tell us. So if they don't have to tell us and we keep buying this, then it's like this cycle. How would we know? I always felt like, just like we have the labels on food and it shows you what's in it.
Yeah.
That's what should be in every piece of clothing. And each consumer gets to decide if they're going to buy it based on what's in it or who made it. And if they only got 2 cents for making it, if we had all the information, trust me, we would do better. It's just that we don't have that information.
Of course.
We don't get the information until after the fact when it's too late. When we're breathing it in, we're drinking it, that's when we get the information.
Exactly. So we need to focus on in the brands like at Zayshin, we just try to be as transparent as we can. But I mean, that's the only way actually to be transparent and let the
Right.
people know what they're buying.
Right.
And try to use the sustainable practices so that doesn't harm the human being and the planet.
Right.
Because if my mother was telling me that during COVID she was missing people. If there's no people in this world, there's nothing.
Right.
So
Right.
we are the one who's having, we're living here, we get the world going, and that's the thing. And I believe that's one of the thing, and I totally agree, it's a natural way to.
Yeah. I feel like I really do think if we were given a choice and given that information prior to buying whatever product, I think we would all choose right. At least 98%. There's that 2 that maybe won't care, but most of us, we care.
Exactly. So yes, that's a very great topic that we just talked, and of course, people need to be aware, and to know what's going on and how to choose or how to find out what to select for their body, for their own, for the future self. So it totally affects. If we say no, it does.
Right.
There's a live example I just told you. Yeah. So the next thing is about, because you're here in the before it called sustainable fashion and it got promoted, you were the one of the first. So how your perspective evolved in this past 2 decades that you're working in this industry?
Well, I mean, I think because I've been in different pockets of the industry.
Okay.
I'm still, I think I'm always going to feel like the education part of it is the most important. So, I've been in the retail end of it, trying to push it to consumers. I had the first sustainable store in an outlet mall.
Wow.
And talk about a challenge, because we're dealing with a customer who wants something for cheap, but at the same time, they're also following trends. So, of course, I was there to make money, but also to spread awareness. And when I tell you, it was literally like pulling teeth.
Wow.
To these customers, I was sandwiched between J. Crew and Levi's. And so, completely not my customer at all. And so when they would stumble in there and see the stuff that I had, and you literally have to explain exactly what it is. Why is this T-shirt $150?
Yeah.
Well, there's only one of them.
Yeah.
Someone made it by hand. You'll never find it again. And it's livelihood. This person made this one item, and this is how they're sustaining their life.
Exactly.
So I mean, you have to tell this to them, because to them it's like, oh my God, So and I did that on a daily basis for 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
So
I wish I could be here to see people's reaction on the $150 shirt where they can buy just a $5 tee.
Right. So I mean, I actually wish I did videotape it, because it was just so interesting. Really, it was so interesting. But the ones that got it, and this is the thing about, me, even with teaching the classes, when they get it, they get it, you can see like something kind of shift.
Yeah.
And it's like they want to support.
Of course.
So it's almost like us, where like once you stumble across something, then it's like, oh, I need to spread this information. I need to support it,
Exactly.
And that's how, I got most of my clientele was those people that did get it. So it was, maybe 1 out of every 5 or 6 customers, but some of them did listen, and like I said, they became loyal clients.
Wow.
So that's the retail end of things.